What's going on, guys? It's me, Dreamliner Fan 2016 here, and today we have the AeroClassics February 2023 releases for you guys. I hope you guys are excited for today's video. Another round of AeroClassics release, and so far, like the first video I did, it turned out okay. It turned out good, but AeroClassics just dropped their February 2023 releases. I think this was today as of this recording. So, oh yeah, it was today that they released they announced their February 2023 releases. And Easy Toys brought up this article right here, or this newsletter, about the AeroClassics releases. So here I am in the AeroClassics releases right here. As you can see, new AeroClassics releases announced and 10% of using the Bobcat code. So if you use like Bobcat for Easy Toys, then that can bring the price to 10% off. So I would highly recommend using that code. And yeah, so I'm eager to see on what AeroClassics are going to be releasing for this month. I'm hoping it's a good one, and I'm eager to see which models they are. And yeah, so without being said, let's jump into the releases. Now, I did see one model, but that's fine. It's just one model. Either way, not really much into AeroClassics that much. I mean, I would love to collect a lot of AeroClassics if it was retro models, but really interesting for me to get some AeroClassics. So let's get started. So as I scroll down, and yeah, you can see all these. So really interesting stuff right there, but we're gonna let's just say that I'm not gonna look at those. I'm not gonna read this. But we'll get started with this model right here, and this is a Douglas DC-8-50 from Pacific Pacer, November 96082. Let me reread that registration. That is November 96008 Zulu, and this is a Douglas DC-8-50 in the Pacific Pacer livery, or Pacific Pacer. So really interesting right there. This is a 1-200 model, so Pacific Pacer is a really interesting airline, and never heard from them before. Of course, many of these airlines I have never heard from before, but this is a US registered airline. It's a US airline back then, and I'm not sure which airline is swapped between, like which airline merged with another airline, but really interesting. That is an interesting model right there, and it kind of looks like there's no wings in the CGI image, so I don't know what happened there, but or is this like a, actually it says Douglas, so I'm assuming this can be their house livery if I were to guess. It's like, it says Pacific Pacer and it says like Douglas, so I'm assuming this could be like their, what is it? Oh yeah, this can be their house livery, one of their house liveries if I were to guess. I might be wrong on that, but like I said, I never heard about this like Pacific Pacer airline before. Maybe it's like a livery for Douglas, so really interesting right there. And yeah, so that's that. Let's see what our next model is, and hopefully we can get into some 1-400. There we go. Now we have some 1-400 models. So I think there's only one 1-200 model from AeroClassics, and it's this one right here. So really interesting right there. Now let's look at the 1-400 sector. So let's dive in. So what is our first model going to be? And that is an Iberia Airbus A330-300 in their older livery, registered Echo Charlie Lima X-Ray Kilo. So really interesting right there for a good start. We got like an international airline, and that's Iberia, and of course this is in their older livery, which I gotta say, their older livery is a very interesting design, and I really do like it. I mean, their current livery is Euro White, which I'm not gonna complain about the Euro White livery, but I think the older livery is much better than the Euro White. I mean, the Euro White is okay, but it's better if it's kind of like well designed, or current livery. If the current livery is like currently is styled differently instead of Euro White. But I can say that their older livery is a lot more better, and I can't complain more about their Euro White. I think Euro White is good, and yeah. So once again, we got the Iberia Airbus A330-300 in their older livery. So really interesting start. Alright, next up on our list we should have is another Iberia Airbus A. Oh, and this time now we have an Iberia Airbus A340-300 in their older livery, and that aircraft is registered Echo Charlie Golf Sierra. So nice for that right there. It would work well with the A330 because like the A340 and the A330 are similar aircraft, but in this aircraft the A240 has 4 engines instead of 2. So really interesting for AeroClassics to also release that, and I gotta say, it's gonna look very nice. I gotta say, in 1/400 scale. So those are the two Iberia aircraft right there, and it's pretty nice. Very nice release set so far for the Spanish collectors. And next up we should have is a Ukraine International Boeing 737-200 registered Uniform Romeo Golf Alpha Charlie. So really nice that they're also going to be doing some Ukraine International Airlines models right there. And this is their 737-200, like I said. And overall, it looks pretty nice. I don't normally see many of these Ukraine International models in 1/400 scale, so nice that AeroClassics is doing that for this month. So really nice right there. And it looks very nice, I gotta say. Hopefully hope the model in 1/400 scale, like the actual model, turns out very nice. So that's that right there. Alright, so next up we should have is a Eastern and that is a Eastern Provincial C-46 Commando registered Charlie Foxtrot November Alpha Echo, and this is a very interesting airline. I never heard about this, and it looks like the CGI image does not have the wings, which I don't know why it does not have the wings at some point, but a very interesting aircraft indeed. So never heard of this airline, like I said, Eastern Provincial. So let me try to like search that up. I think it's like a Eastern Provincial Airways, and this is a C-46. And I'm searching some stuff in the internet for this. So really interesting right there. Yeah, it's an Eastern Provincial Airways, so EPA. And I'm not sure where this airline is from, but you can comment on which airline is that airline from. I'm not really familiarized with many of these older airlines because I don't think I was born when these aircraft were like around that time. So, or because I was born in 2002, because like I think 2002 may have some old airlines, but I can't really recall of like older airlines for like the 90s, 80s, all the way to like 70s, in that range, that decades. But very interesting right there, and I'm eager to see on how this model looks like. So that's that. Next up we should have is a C-46 from Pacific Western, and that aircraft is registered Charlie Foxtrot Hotel Yankee India. And the CGI image, yeah, it does not have the wings as well, which I don't know why they don't know about the wings, but it's very interesting right there. So like I said, a C-46 Commando, it's kind of like an interesting aircraft. It's like a piston engine, if I were to guess, and it's like a C-46 Commando. And oh, this is interesting because I searched this up in the internet, and this is like a military transport aircraft. So the Pacific Western and the Eastern Provincial Airways, those are carried from like military uses. So I'm assuming these two aircraft are going to be used for military purposes. So quite interesting right there. Alright, so now we will scroll down and let's see what's next. And ooh, we actually have more, and we have this is like an interesting airline to like. Let me try to read it. That is a Bel Air Douglas DC-10-30 registered Hotel Bravo India Hotel Kilo. Now, I'm assuming this airline's from Switzerland because of the tail. It's just like the Switzerland flag. If I were to guess, I think that's what it is. The Hotel Bravo registration prefix I think this aircraft is from Switzerland. So, if I were to guess, I'm not sure to be exact at this aircraft, but yeah, it's from Swiss. So this is a Swiss airline back then, and quite interesting. Bel Air, very interesting airline, I gotta say. And they operate DC-10s. Now, I'm not sure if they merged with Swiss Air before they retired those. I think that's my guess, because the livery kind of looks similar to the Swiss Air livery, except I think it has the Bel Air title. So quite interesting right there, and overall, it's a very nice airline back then. And yeah. Alright, so that's the Bel Air DC-10-30. Let's see what's next in our list. And we have a DC-10-30, also from Bel Air, and that aircraft is registered Hotel Bravo. Oh, we actually have the same registration actually. Ooh, I see the difference right here. Oh, I see what it is. Because like the first one had the red markings and the other one has the black markings. So I see what they did there. So quite different. They are the same aircraft, except this one has like some black letters. Well, this one has black letters. This one has red letters. And I'm assuming the style on the black one is quite different. Because like the front one, the red one, showed like the titles. The Bel Air titles are placed all the way in front of the aircraft. While this one right here is kind of like situated close to the middle. So very interesting right there. So that's the one with the black markings, Hotel Bravo, India Hotel Kilo. And let's move on downwards, and we have Northwest Airlines. Interesting right there. That is the DC-10-30, registered November 240 November Whiskey. So really interesting right there. Northwest Airlines, I'm really familiarized with Northwest just a little bit. I know I've flown on them back when I was a kid, but I can't really recall if I saw a DC-10-30 because like I'm not sure to be exact because like it's been a long time. I just think I'm not really familiarized with aviation back when I was a kid, so quite interesting right there. But we do have the Northwest DC-10-30 in their final livery, so it's a very nice livery, I gotta say. Their final livery, it's very nice, and overall, very nice aircraft and a nice choice from AeroClassics. So that is somewhat in my interest. I'm not sure if I want to get this, but let's see. So once again, we have a Northwest DC-10 registered November 240 November Whiskey. So interesting stuff right there. And let me center it. There we go. And let's move on downward, and we should have a Piedmont Boeing 727. Ooh, then I meant to scroll that much. But we have a Piedmont Boeing 727-100 registered November 838 November. So now we're getting to some interesting stuff right here for the North American collectors, mainly the US collectors. But here it is, the Piedmont 727-200. Now, Piedmont was a very interesting airline back then. They operated, I'm guessing like, if I were to guess, I think it's 60s or 70s. Well, the 727 started flying somewhere around like the 60s, like late 60s or 70s, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think like the 70s is when like the 727 becomes common. So I'm assuming it can be like 70s all the way to like the 80s that Piedmont operated the 727. So that's my particular guess. But very interesting choice by AeroClassics as well to have a Piedmont 727-100. So really nice choice from there, and very nice. Yeah. Next up, we should have is a Hawaiian Express DC. Yeah. But here it is right there. Excuse me, guys. But we have a Hawaiian Express DC-10-10, registered November 9005 Whiskey Alpha. So quite different compared to like these Hawaiian airlines. I know Hawaiian Airlines, and then we have Air Hawaii, and then like Hawaiian Express. And this is very interesting right there. And I gotta say, like, the livery itself looks very interesting. Look how colorful. It looks very colorful. Of course, you got, like, the tail looking all yellow and the pineapple as their logo. And then you have, like, green, blue, purple, red, and orange. So, that's a very interesting livery from Hawaii Express. But, like I said, I never heard about this airline. Not really familiarized with this airline, but very interesting choice right there. So once again, this is the Hawaiian Express, Hawaiian Express. It says Hawaii Express, but it says Hawaiian Express. So the title says Hawaii Express. So it's a Hawaii Express Douglas DC-10-10, registered November 9005 Whiskey Alpha. And as I scroll down, we should have another one, and that is a Boeing 727 from Iran Air, registered Echo Papa India Romeo Alpha. So here it is right there. This is the Iran National Air Boeing 727, and quite interesting right there. Well, I think it's Iran Air if I were to guess. But yeah, I'll stick with Iran Air. It says Iran National Air, but it's the main name is like the real main name is Iran Air. That's what I meant to say. So here it is right there. Really interesting to get like a Iran model, although I don't see many of these Iron Air models. Mainly, I would think of the 747 SP from NG models, because like they did made an Iron 747 SP. So quite interesting right there. So there's that aircraft. And as I scroll down, we should have a DC-9-32 from Scandinavian Airlines. And there she is right there. This aircraft is registered CL... let me reread this again, reread the registration. So the registration of this aircraft is Sierra Echo Delta Bravo Zulu. And there she is right there, like I said. Really interesting choice from AeroClassics, and the SAS A3, not the A330, because like I'm thinking a modern SAS. This is SAS Retro, so the SAS DC-9 is a very interesting aircraft, and overall it looks nice in this retro livery. And yeah, so there's that. And next up, and that is it actually. So this is a very interesting release set from AeroClassics. A lot of interesting varieties from like DC-10s and like C-46, and really nice right there. Of course, we only got our one Soul 1200 model right there. And yeah, really nice. The Northwest and the Piedmont is very interesting. I may have to do some more research on Piedmont, but Northwest Airlines, I'm kind of like a little bit familiar with that airline because like I know they merged with Delta, and really interesting right there. So, and the Hawaiian Express is also very interesting as well. So that's that. And then we have Boeing 727s and like DC-9s. But mainly we get a lot of tri-jets in this release set. And I gotta say, very interesting right there from AeroClassics. Of course, we do got like a couple of moderns. Well, technically not modern, but we do have the Iberia A330 in their old livery, and the A340 as well. Although they already retired the A340-300 already for Iberia. So, other than that, very interesting release set, and I'm eager to try to look more on the DC-10-30 from NWA and the Piedmont 727. Although they are not in my collecting criteria, these two models are very interesting alongside with the Hawaii Express DC-10-10. So those are very interesting models right there. And yeah, AeroClassics, this is another great release set, and eager to see which model. I'm just eager to see which model I'll get. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. So yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.